Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. I'm your not me singing co-host. Well, it's true. I'm your host Jamie, and yeah, thanks for joining me. My two hosts here, they've been ready to film for a while now. They've been taking a nap right here on the bed, and this is Frank Roars, Frank. And there's Willa. Look at her. She looks like a little angel. She's still just a little kitten. She's just so cute and small. This guy's a little hefty. Okay, well, anyways, the theme today is family drama, pretty much. Crazy family chaos. That's the dealio, okay? So, let's get started on the first story. And we'll just hope that Frank falls back asleep so that he's not trying to bite my computer at every waking moment. All right, the title of the first story is Will I Be the Asshole If I Refused to Attend My Cousin's Wedding After She Asked Me to Dye My Ginger Hair? Yes, I'm aware that my cousin posted here, and oh, the irony, as I showed her this sub last year, but I really don't care if she sees this. Maybe it'll hammer the point home. And I doubt she will see it as they are currently on their pre-wedding honeymoon. Legit didn't even know those were a thing. So, Amy is getting married. She has a blue and green and purple theme for the wedding. People are supposed to wear these colors, including the maid of honor and the bridesmaids. What irked me about that post was that my hair is not flaming Merida red, maybe slightly more ginger in low light. This whole thing is completely insane to me, and I have no idea where it has come from. My hair is what I would describe as strawberry blonde, maybe ginger blonde. Those are actual pictures of my hair, not some poor stranger's Instagram. Things have been awkward from the start with Amy demanding that everyone has to stick to this dress code or they will be barred by security at the damn door. She has also asked anyone with hair past their waist to cut it in a Facebook post, but it got no replies, and I can't think of anyone except me and maybe my sister with super long hair. My mom and dad are both way more ginger than me, and my sister, who is 8 months pregnant's hair is not much shorter than mine and is super ginger, and Amy never asked her to touch her hair. If anything, I got the dull hair gene. At first, Amy called up to tell me she had made a post on here. I took a look and had to laugh, to be honest. She linked me early on, clearly thinking people would agree with her, but she said she was worried because it blew up. After things went south, she decided to try and negotiate with me. Still completely bizarre, as my hair is not Merida red. My mom and dad called around a few days back to talk about it, but got absolutely nowhere with her as she's still insisting I dye my hair a dark brown for the day or get a wig. My aunt, Amy's mom, called to apologize to me and asked me to please come, but I don't feel welcome. Can you imagine attending a wedding where the bride stares daggers at you the whole time? And what if the security refused to let me in? These are extremely similar to the gowns the bridesmaids are going to wear. I've tried mine on and it absolutely does not clash with my hair at all. I bought and paid for my dress, so I don't owe her anything, but our families are so upset that I'm dropping out. But if I go, I have no choice except to dye my hair, as there never was a compromise or middle ground. It was just to dye it. Buy a short brown bob wig or don't come. She specified it has to be a short brown bob wig for some reason. Will I be the asshole if I just say F it and stay home? Edit, also, to be fair, I dyed a small strand underneath to test how it washed out 4 weeks ago. It is still dark brown. Girl, why'd you even try? That's insane to me that you would even try, girl. Just don't go to the wedding. Like, I'm not going to the wedding. This is, oh my god, maybe this should be titled Bridezilla episode too, because this is the biggest Bridezilla if I've ever seen one. Not posting on Facebook, I hope no one comes to your wedding. Not posting on Facebook saying, everyone with hair that goes past your waist needs to cut it for my wedding. Why do they need to alter the way that they look for your wedding? In what way, shape, or form is that a normal thing to request? I'm genuinely concerned. I'm going to enter in the pictures on the screen while I'm reading so that you can see what pictures she put on here, because she did put a couple pictures of her hair and then she also put the dresses that they're wearing. And I don't really understand because hair color, unless it's like a different color, like color that you weren't born with, pink or something, isn't going to clash with a dress. Like, what? That's what I don't understand. I feel like your hair color, you can wear whatever. Wear whatever the hell you want. It's your hair. You don't need to dye your hair to match your clothing. Like, that's actually diabolical and insane to me. Okay, some of the comments. Not the asshole. I love it. Love it when we get to hear both sides of an Am I the Asshole thread. I kind of live for that sort of drama, lol. Everyone made it clear to your cousin that she was a bridezilla. Don't bother to go there if she hasn't realized how insane her expectations are. OP said, I'm worried I'm letting the rest of the family down, cutting my nose off to spite my face kind of thing. Why are you on top of her? Okay, I want to see this original post. What is actually going on? I'm like so genuinely scared. Can someone please link the post? Are you guys seeing this? I'm sorry, this is so cute. Okay, I finally found the post. Thank God, because I really want to read it. Am I the asshole for asking my bridesmaid to temporarily change her vibrant hair color for my color schemed wedding? My 24 female bridesmaid cousin, Ella, 26 female, is to be in my wedding party in June. The ongoing issue is that my wedding has a blue and green peacock theme, and guests have been asked to follow this color scheme with their clothes. Hair wasn't originally included at all in the color scheme, but my cousin Ella has naturally bright ginger hair. I would never ask someone to permanently dye their hair for my wedding. I know that would be bonkers, so I suggested some temporary hair dye. But Ella argued that she's been growing her hair for 6 years and doesn't want to risk the color not washing out. I thought this was ridiculous because it literally says washes out in like 14 washes. But Ella says because her hair is completely natural color, it might take strongly to her hair. So I gave up on that avenue and suggested a wig. It is one day, one single day, and there are some amazing wigs these days. I had a look on Instagram and you wouldn't even be able to tell. But she said she would feel self conscious and weird wearing a wig, and that because her hair is butt length, that it might sit weird on her head. So she won't dye it and won't cover it up. I really don't want to come across as a bridezilla, but butt length, flaming red hair will destroy the wedding photos and ruin the color scheme completely. I'm at a loss. I can't cut her from the wedding because my mom would murder me, but I can't have freaking Marita ruining the photos. Am I the asshole for asking this of her for just one single day? It's just one day. It's just one day. Can you not just dye your hair? That will literally last a lifetime in photos and also 2 weeks, probably more for me for one day. Girl. Oh my God. Not her being like, it would be absolutely bonkers if I asked her to dye her hair like permanently. Are you okay? You're freaking me out. I'm dead ass shocked right now. Like, I'm genuinely so confused. First of all, I highly doubt, like, okay, if someone was like, dye your hair, I don't know what color. I've dyed my hair like every single color in the rainbow, other than like in the hair rainbow. Actually, I haven't dyed it red. But if someone was like, dye your hair bright orange for my wedding, or you're cut out of the wedding because you're gonna ruin my photos, I would be like, sorry, but I'm actually don't want to look at myself with orange hair. So thank you though. Like, what is happening? Is this genuine right now? Is this a genuine thing? This is genuinely real? Oh my God. Okay, let me look at some of these comments. They say, you're the asshole. This is her natural hair. If she had artificial coloring, I can see asking her to dye it again, but you are asking someone to change their natural hair color. Yes, your wedding, but there are limits. You have exceeded the limit. You have exceeded the limit by far. No one should have to alter their appearance for your wedding. Your wedding is this is when I say like weddings are becoming taken far too far. Like, sorry, but no one needs to change their whole entire life around for your wedding. I get that it's important to you, but people have to realize that everyone else's life doesn't revolve around you and your wedding day. No one, I promise you, You're the only one who cares this much about your wedding, okay? I don't understand why a wedding has to be so. Why does this have to be a wedding? Why does it have to be, I need everything to match? Are you not inviting redheads to your wedding? Like, no one is invited if they don't naturally match your color scheme. I'm honestly shocked and speechless. Like, I don't even know what to say about it because it's so crazy to me. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Someone said, not the asshole, your hair is beautiful, and honestly, I think she's probably jealous of your hair, which is why she wants you to change it. OP said, she always makes fun of my hair for being frizzy, though. This sounds to me like she is insecure about her own hair and therefore makes fun of yours. Yeah, 100%. Not the asshole. I remember that post. She was 100% the asshole. I have no idea how they think a short wig is going to hide your hair. It'll be like wearing a brown fez on top of your normal hair. LOL. What the actual F? You are absolutely not the asshole. Your cousin sounds like an absolute loon. Your hair is really beautiful, by the way, and even if it was flaming Merida red, which would be also awesome, it still wouldn't be remotely reasonable for your cousin to ask you to dye it. Is she really jealous or something? 3 of my bridesmaids were redheads, and they all looked like beautiful, glowing mermaids, so F your cousin for being a dick. You definitely do not have to go. Can you link to your cousin's post? I want to read the crazy. Okay, well, I think we can 100% say that this girl is the asshole and she should be removed from the universe and placed on Mars because she does not fit in to this world. I mean, I'm sure there are other crazy people out there, but this is an insane story. I don't understand. It's genuinely scary that anyone. I would genuinely, even if this was my mom getting married and she did this to me, I would cut her out of my life forever. For me, this is grounds to literally remove person from your life and fire them from ever existing in your life ever again because no way in actual hell is someone gonna tell me to dye my hair for their wedding, or even cut my hair, or get extensions, or anything of that matter, or even get a spray tan. Actually, the way that I present myself is my decision, my body, my choice. So that applies to hair as well, and like the way that I want to look, because you don't get a say in that. I don't understand. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next story. Okay. I'm scared. Am I the asshole for wanting my daughter's boyfriend, soon to be fiance, to know her dark secret before marriage? I'm the dad of a 25-year-old young woman who I love very much. I've been able to give a good relationship. I've been able to have a good relationship with my daughter and I enjoy my time with her. But there's one thing about her that would give many people pause. She is a diagnosed sociopath. She exhibited odd, disturbing behavior at a young age, and after a serious incident of abuse towards her younger sister, I realized that she needed professional help. Throughout her elementary years, she struggled heavily, getting into lots of trouble in school for lying, cruelty, and all types of misbehaviors. With an enormous amount of therapy and support, her bad behavior was minimized as she grew older. She received an ASPD diagnosis at 18, and I had suspected it for long prior. After her aggressive behavior was tamed, her following years were much more fruitful. She's law abiding, has a decent job and a good education, and has many good friendships and admirers, especially male admirers. She is very, very charming and adept at attracting guys and maintaining their interest. She uses that old dating guys. She uses that old dating guide, The Rules Like a Bible. She currently has a boyfriend of about a year and a half who's crazy about her, and who I have a very strong relationship with. We live in the same area and spend time together regularly. He is a great guy, very kind, funny, and intelligent, but I doubt she loves him. We've had some very honest, in depth discussions about her mental health since her diagnosis, and she's been open with me that she doesn't feel love or empathy towards anyone, even family. When she acted very sad and broken up over the death of one of her closest friends at the funeral, she confessed to me privately that it was all a put on and that she felt pretty neutral about the whole thing. She has also stated she has never once felt guilty about anything she's ever done and doesn't know what guilt feels like. While she enjoys being around her boyfriend and is sexually attracted to him, I highly doubt she feels much of anything towards him love wise. Her boyfriend, who might propose soon, has no idea about her diagnosis, and she's been very upfront with me that she has no plans to ever tell him. thinking it'll scare him away. I've made it clear to her that she needs to tell him the truth before they marry, that he has the right to know and consider it, or I will. To which she always responds, I know you wouldn't dare. I actually would. I really like and respect this young man and would feel awful keeping this secret from him and letting him walk into a marriage without this piece of knowledge. I'm not trying to sabotage my daughter's future. Maybe her boyfriend's love of her personality and other aspects is enough that it won't end the relationship. It's his decision to make, but he deserves all the facts. Someday he's bound to find out that she's a bit off. I can't keep it a secret forever. It can't be kept a secret forever. Am I the asshole? I think that I don't know, maybe this is a hot take, but I just think that if that's the way you feel, then surely tell him. I don't get why I get why she's hiding it from him. Yeah, I get that because, like, that's scary and might definitely have a big chance of scaring her off. Like, I think I would be a little bit devastated if I found out that my boyfriend was a sociopath and, like, kind of just that would just kind of make me think, oh, so he doesn't love me. He doesn't feel feelings towards me. I don't understand why she's in a relationship then. Why? I wonder, why do sociopaths get into relationships? That's what I'm wondering. Because if you don't feel empathy or feelings towards anyone, then what would make you want to be in a relationship and, like, have the duties of maintaining a relationship? And, you know, that doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying, like, you don't deserve to be in a relationship, but I just feel like if you were a sociopath, and then you wouldn't want to be in a relationship because why would you? I don't know. I just feel like you wouldn't want to have a relationship with anyone, even just like family or friends. But I am no psychologist, so I don't really know much about the diagnosis, but all I know is that it scares me and that I wouldn't date someone that was a sociopath. So that's me. I don't know. I just couldn't do that. That'd be like, I'd be really scared, especially just because at any point in time, she could technically decide that she doesn't want to be law abiding, or like she doesn't want to blend in, right? She could kind of succumb to that diagnosis and just be like, you know what, this is so annoying. I'm just going to be who I am. And if that means I'm going to be abusing people and hurting people, then that's that. Like, whatever. She's not going to feel guilty about it. So, yeah, sorry. I don't know. I would say you're not the asshole, and I would tell him. I would. Because I would be really upset if this is marriage we're talking about, which is like, you're binding to people, and that's really a huge thing to do. So I just feel like it would be so wrong for him not to know that going in to the marriage. And then he can decide, because at that point, I don't know. It's kind of like he's not even consenting to a relationship with this person. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if that's being dramatic or not, but I just feel like he's not consenting to be in a relationship with a sociopath. And I feel like being a sociopath changes a lot of things within a relationship. Like, he might think, oh, she loves me so much. Oh, she's like blah, 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 blah. But really, she's just putting that persona on. Like, she's just faking it because she's learned how to mirror other people and the way that they feel. Like, just like she said, she was at a funeral and she just acted like she was sad and really broken up about it when she really wasn't. And that is scary to me. And no, I don't think I would want to even be friends with that person. Hi, sorry to interrupt, but if you would like to listen on Spotify, we have a link in the description below. And if you're there, give us a follow and rate us 5 stars. Love you. Top comment, wow, that's the hardest Am I the Asshole I've read in a long time. You're ethically compromised either way. It's probably best you stay out of it. And then they edited, I can't possibly respond to all the comments. This comment is getting sorry. Scroll further for more in-depth discussion of the subject. As to why this got so many updates, I guess it's because I was the first or one of the first people to comment. And then someone else said, I think the guy needs to know and he deserves to know, but what if it destroys the relationship? I can't imagine what it could mean for OP to have his sociopathic daughter be very angry at him. Damn, OP, I'm so sorry, not the asshole, but I don't know if you should follow through with telling him or not. That's true, because this person said Does a sociopath even get angry? I have no clue. I don't know. Someone Googled it and said, I just Googled it for us. However, they do experience proto emotions, primitive emotions that rear their ugly heads in moments of perceived need. The sociopath is quite capable of intense anger and rage. Sociopath M.E. Thomas, 2013, describes suddenly experiencing a flash of anger that then leaves as quickly as it arrives. She doesn't forget what angered her. Instead, her rage morphs into a sense of calm purpose. What? I don't really get that, but a sense of calm purpose? That passage is actually kind of terrifying. Holy shit, this is the craziest Am I the Asshole I've ever read. What does a sense of calm purpose mean? Like, she's calm, so she's like, oh, I have purpose now. Now I can go ruin this person's life because I'm angry at them, even though I don't remember that I'm angry. I just know that I was angry. If there's anything that scares me more than an crazy angry, it's calm with a sociopathic vengeance. Okay, I'm about to read this long I'm about to read this long comment because I just want to. I think it might be interesting. They said this, my father is a sociopath, the narcissistic kind. I won't get into details about my childhood, but they were so bad that I never told a word of it to anyone until I was 23 because it was so heinous that I thought no one would believe me. I'm 28 now and I still fear for my mom and sister's lives. There is no safe play for OP. If he doesn't tell him, the fiance's life will be ruined, burned to the ground. That much is inevitable. This goes for his family, their future children, and almost anyone closely associated with them. But it might not blow up until OP has passed. Sociopaths can keep up appearances for a long time. If he does tell him and she finds out, he'll have a metaphorical as well as literal bullseye on his head. His only hope would be that his daughter wouldn't retaliate out of fear of embarrassment, which can be overwhelming for them. But if at any point she feels she has nothing to lose, things get bad. And when I say bad, I mean the type of thing that if you saw it in a movie, it would scar you, let alone witnessing it in person. It's terrifying. It's literally almost indistinguishable from a pit bull with rabies. You've had it since it was a pup, and you're great friends. It would never hurt you until it changes, and I'll never forget what that looks like. I tried to defend my mom one day, and my dad looked at me. The dad that raised me, taught me how to throw a baseball, who loved and protected me, the guy that every girl adored and every man respected, he was gone. He was someone else, and whoever he was, he wanted me dead. I wasn't his son anymore. I was an obstacle. What happened during the next decade isn't meant for a forum like this, but I can tell you that no one could ever be ready for what happens, and it will shatter you for a long time, if not forever. OP, if you truly respect this guy, please tell him, but never let it get back to your daughter that you were the one that told him, and for God's sake and the sake of your family, watch her, do as much research as possible, and pay attention to every last detail of every move she makes. Try as hard as you can to separate your emotions from your judgment, please. Yikes. I'm scared. Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared. Thank God, like, I wish there was a medication that they could take to fix that because that sounds not bad for the person to live with because whatever, you don't even care about anything and you don't feel guilt or whatever. So I highly doubt you even care that you have it. But for the people around them, and also obviously, we know that there's a lot of sociopaths that are, and I don't want to be like ignorant because I don't know a lot about sociopaths, okay? But there are a lot of sociopaths that become serial killers, right? Like, isn't that a big thing within the serial killer community? Not the community. Or like just murderers in general. Isn't that a thing? Because I feel like if you're a sociopath, you have the ability to become a serial killer or a murderer at any point in time. That's my perspective. That's how I feel like I look at it, even though I'm obviously not like the freaking, I don't know anything about sociopath really besides whatever I've read on these forums, to be honest, and like very little research, just knowing like the definition of sociopath. I just feel like, is that a life to live? It doesn't seem like a life to live for me. It's just, that's really sad and no good could come out of that. I don't know. That's how I feel. I feel like, I guess, if you're productive in society, but just knowing that at any moment in time you could flip a switch just like that and become the worst person to ever exist is really scary to me. But we're going to read the next story, and the title is Am I the Asshole for Telling My Extended Family How Many Men Roughly My Sister Has Slept With After She Outed Our Youngest Brother as a Virgin? We had family dinner this evening. My family has 4 kids in total. Me, my elder sister, 29 female, younger sister, 24 female, and the youngest brother, 22 male. Extended family attended our family dinner, so all of our significant others, our cousins, aunts, and uncles, etc., during the dinner, my elder sister and youngest brother got into a mild disagreement. My sister seemed, at least to me, to be coming across as very aggressive out of frustration and losing said argument. The two of them were too absorbed in their argument to realize the rest of us were getting a little bit fed up. Eventually, my sister got really fed up and said, "Shut up. I'm not going to argue with a 22-year-old virgin." My brother hadn't done any personal attacks up until that point. It was completely unprovoked. I think it might have been the alcohol, as my sister is a very mean drunk. Anyway, I immediately told my sister to grow up and that she was making an embarrassment out of herself. She replied by saying everyone knows he's a virgin and she didn't say anything wrong. This annoyed me, as my brother definitely has confidence issues and doesn't need to be made fun of like this. So I responded by saying how she slept with well over 100 men while she was in college, and that since everyone in the family knows that it's not a big deal, right? Turn out Turns out her husband didn't know this. Amazingly, I genuinely assumed he must have known. He left the party angrily, saying my sister misled him about her past. Family is blaming me for their marital problems. I refuse to accept I did anything wrong. My sister bullied my brother in front of everyone. All I did was give her a taste of her own medicine. I mean, definitely, they both did the wrong thing. I think she's doing the wrong thing by saying he's a virgin, and then he's also doing the wrong thing by saying she slept with well over 100 guys. And then, not to mention, this husband, come on. You misled me about your past. I hate men like that. It's so annoying because men can have the highest body counts in the world. They could sleep with every woman and man that ever existed on this earth, and they would be applauded for it. Oh my god, that's so amazing. You got with that many girls? Wow. But a girl sleeps with a lot of people, like equal to how many men sleep with, and it's you're lying to me about your past. Whatever. That's ridiculous to me. And the past is the past. And if you love her now, then why would how many people she's slept with in the past ever, like, why would that be the reason that you wouldn't want to be with her? That's such a dumb, superficial thing, I feel like. Especially because everyone has their crazy. I mean, dang, it must took a lot of time to get that many people. But to be honest, kind of slay. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do it because I just have such a weird thing with like sleeping with men. Even when I was single, obviously when I was single, not even when. When I was single, I wanted to like sleep with a lot of people. Let me actually explain this, my origin, my villain origin story, okay? Up until about honestly 2 years ago, I was very much, or 3 years ago actually, probably. I was very much like, I want to keep my body count low. I've always thought like I just want to have sex with the least amount of people, and I just feel like it's gross if you have sex with a lot of people. But that was like it wasn't just girls. I was thinking like it's gross that girls have sex with a lot of people and it's gross for guys to have sex with a lot of people. But then for some reason, my mind kind of shifted when I was single the last time. And I was like, why do I kind of want my body count to go up a little bit? I kind of want it to get to double digits, you know? Like that was kind of, it wasn't like my goal. I wasn't like, oh, let me go fuck a bunch of people. But I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to live and learn, live a little. But the issue with me is that I don't I don't really like a lot of guys. I don't sexually like a lot of guys. Like, I could hook up with someone, but you have to be very special to and make me, I don't know. I don't really know. I just have like weird standards. I'm not even going to say high standards. I just have different standards for people that I like sleep with. Like, I could hook up with someone and not want to sleep with them, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to go past that point with certain people. I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah, I was just like very, very super conservative about my body count, whatever. Why does it matter so much? But now I'm realizing as I get older, like, it's really not that big of a deal. Girl, just do what you want. I mean, don't force it, but if you want to sleep with a lot of people, go ahead. If it doesn't make you feel like shit, go ahead. Another thing I was always scared about was like STDs. Like, I don't want to get an STD. That was always so scary to me because I would freak out. I would freak out. Even if I literally dry humped someone, I'd be like, great, I have AIDS for the rest of my life. I would go to the doctor to get tested, and she'd be like, all good. And I'd be like, there's no way. I have something detrimental is going on, even though I had no symptoms of anything. I don't know. It's just health anxiety, I guess. Yeah, so let's read some of the comments. Okay. The top comment says, everyone sucks here. One person making personal attacks doesn't mean someone else should, especially since you weren't even in the argument to begin with. Yeah, everyone sucks here seems right. Not cool of her to be going after his brother like that. But there were much better ways of diffusing the argument than stooping to her level of personal attack, regardless of the aftermath. I'll never understand why people with bigger skeletons try going after others. No chill. It's possible that they don't think people will out their bigger skeletons. Hopefully, this older sister will learn from this. I don't like that, calling it a bigger skeleton. I just hate that it's like like people shame people about your sexual history. Let people do what they want. If they want to have sex with 700 people and they're doing it in a safe way and not spreading around nasty diseases, they can do that. But like, if they don't want to and they're a virgin, they can also do that. Not the asshole. You were looking out for your little brother and you fought with the truth. If your sister can't take the truth, then she shouldn't dish it out. She also should have kept it from her husband. Shouldn't have kept it from her husband. I don't really think I agree with that. I guess it just depends if you guys have talked about it and if they lied about the number or not. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you're married, you should probably be telling the truth because you shouldn't be lying. But I think that there are relationships that don't talk about that stuff. Like, me and my boyfriend don't talk about that stuff. I mean, I just don't understand, like, talking about how many people you've hooked up with in the past. I don't want to know. I would rather gut myself alive than know how many people you've hooked up with. Like, that gives me shivers, shiver me timbers down my spine. So don't even mention it. For all I know, you've never even had your first kiss. Please keep it that way, because why do I want to know? You know? It doesn't make a difference other than maybe keeping me up at night and making me chatter my teeth together at night because I'm so scared about thinking about how many people you've hooked up with, or just the fact that you've hooked up with anyone in general. If you get me, you get me. If you know, you know. I don't know. I guess because like in my other relationship in college, yeah, we talked about it. Like, I told him and he told me, but he always brought it up. Like, he would bring up my past, but not in like a bad way, just like haha way. And I didn't like it because I don't want to, like, okay, why are you bringing that up? I don't really know why we talked about it together and why we told each other our sexual history. I think at that time I wanted to know, and I think he wanted to know. I don't really know. I think it's weird now, but to each their own, you know. Do what you want. Do what you want with my body. That's how I feel. Hi, sorry to interrupt, but if you could just press the subscribe button, the like button, and leave us a comment, it would really help with the algorithm and pushing out my videos to other people like you who like this type of content. Love you. That's the end of the story time segment. We're going to read an advice question, and if you ever want unprofessional advice from me, go in the link below. There is a Google form and you can fill it out. Let me know all the details, the deepest, darkest details, and they're anonymous, so I will never know who you are, and you can tell me whatever you want, okay? Use it as like a confessional. Imagine me, I'm the priest on the other side, and you're confessing your sins, and then I'm going to let you know what you need to do back, but I'm not going to tell you to do 100 Hail Marys, okay? Hi, Queen. Love the podcast and how frequently you have been uploading so I can listen all day at work and when I'm cleaning. So thank you so much for that. Love you. So I need advice on how to deal with a friend that maybe wants to be you. I know how this is going to sound, but I have a friend that I am realizing is maybe not a true friend and does not want the best for me, but wants everything I have. For context, I have known her for almost 8 years now. Our friendship has always been up and down, and as this is a consistent pattern in our friendship, and I've taken space and distanced myself from her a few times. The problem now is that we work together, so I see her a lot more often. It started with little things, and honestly, I was happy to be inspiring my friends and that we had common interests, but lately things have been taking a turn to borderline creepy, and I feel like I'm being watched by her to see what I'll do next and how she can copy that and play it off as her own idea. I could go into detail, but there's way too many examples to fit into here. Multiple people we work with and mutuals in our life have noticed and mentioned it to me, but of course, I already noticed and it's making me pull away even more now. I just feel weird about it. This and to add to this, she is constantly trying to put me down a peg. If someone compliments me or says anything nice about me in front of her, it's either a backhanded remark from her or a what about me. No one ever says that to me, etc. I know at this point she is probably not a true friend since she's always putting me down while simultaneously copying every single thing that's unique about me and never acknowledging that I may have inspired her or anything. But I'm feeling torn about the situation because I know I'm one of her only friends, if not the only friend that she has. And this type of behavior I know stems from insecurity. I know I need to distance myself, but I feel bad at the same time. She's now currently copying my side hustle slash hobby that I'm super passionate about, and she's making the same things as me in the same exact way, and even sourcing from the same places I do because I made the mistake of telling her that information. I'm frustrated, but there's nothing I can really do. I just don't know how to move forward with our friendship after this, and I feel a bit guilty because I should see this as a compliment. I know, but I value my individuality and I always have. And this behavior from someone that calls me their friend just feels sort of icky. I don't know. Please tell me what you think I should do or if I'm overreacting. Okay. I don't know how old you are, but I feel like maybe you're a teenager, like maybe 17. I'm thinking like high school, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing at all, but I felt used to feel the same way growing up, like especially in middle school. I had this one friend that would always copy everything that I did and like even like words that I was saying. And when I think back, I'm like, oh my God, girl, who cares? But at that time, like I also am someone who also really values my individuality as well. And I've always wanted to stand out. And I don't know what that says about me, to be honest, but I've always really liked unique things and unique fashion and unique like styling and decor even like I don't know. I'm not like a big trend follower and sometimes I am, but I don't really like to be. So I've always been that way and yeah, I used to feel the same way about if people were copying me and stuff. And I think that's totally normal, especially as you're growing up to feel that way. I would say that obviously everything she's doing is not a reflection of you, and it's definitely a reflection of her. But to be honest, it sounds like she's not, like you said, she's insecure and she's going through something, and maybe she just doesn't have, she's obviously jealous of you. And I know, yeah, like of course that's flattering to have someone be jealous of you and like want to be like you, of course, but it also gets annoying, especially when in turn they are doing everything that you're doing, but at the same time they're putting you down and making jabs at you sometimes and things like that. But it just sounds like, I don't know, maybe you should distance yourself a little bit for a while and hopefully with time she'll grow up a little bit more and then you guys can come closer together. I think it's totally normal to have times in friendship where you guys just have some time apart and she can grow and maybe you never are friends again, but maybe you end up growing back together and things get better and she's not as insecure anymore or she's not as jealous, but she could just be struggling with her individuality and she sees you as a huge inspiration, but she's not expressing it correctly because obviously if she was like, you inspire me so much and she's doing all this stuff like, and I'm wearing this because you inspired me to wear this, blah, 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 that's a different story. But to be rude and to be a jerk about it is annoying. And frankly, you don't need to have that person in your life, even if you are her only friend. Like, it's not your responsibility to be that for her. She needs to learn on her own that she shouldn't be treating people like that and treating people badly. But I mean, I think that you could talk to her about it and then you could also just be like, I would also like a little bit of space from our friendship for a little bit. I just think that right now we are kind of, I feel a little bit of resentment almost, and I don't really feel like this friendship is benefiting me right now. So I just want to take a little step back, and there's no hard feelings. I am just kind of gonna, go my own way, and you can go your own way. And maybe in the future we can become friends again and things will be better. But I would definitely let her know what she does and how, how it bothers you and the things that she says are kind of making jabs at you and you don't appreciate it, and just let her know that is the reason that you're taking a step back and that maybe she could possibly look inward about it. But I know how frustrating that can be, especially as you're growing up and you're trying to find your footing and you're like trying to find your individuality. And of course everyone wants to be their own person, and sometimes it's very bothersome when someone else is trying to copy every single thing you do. But I definitely think that something might just be going in internally and she's having like an internal conflict within her own life, or maybe her home life, or friendships, or maybe just in life in general. It's not going that well for her and she is dealing with stuff and she's letting it out on you. And yeah, so that's what I would do. I would talk to her about it and let her know that you're just going to take a little time away from your friendship, and hopefully you guys can come back together in the future, but that there's no bad blood or bad feelings. So I hope that helped. But let me know. I would love to hear an update if you end up talking to her and what ends up happening with that. But that's the end of the advice segment. So I'm going to actually not yap today at the end of this because one, I don't really have much to talk about. And two, I want to go on a bike ride because I'm trying to like do my own version of 75 hard, which means just like trying to get a little bit of exercise in every day and eat like on the healthy spectrum and drink a lot of water. That's really my three things that I want to be focusing on the next like 75 days. And then hopefully that will help me to like build my habits so that I'm not having bad habits and just building better healthy habits, even though I also want to be able to have treats from time to time, but I think I give myself too many treats. So I want to try to balance that out and just try to focus a little bit more on the healthy side of things for now. But yeah, so I'm gonna go on a bike ride actually. I think to the gas station and or to Publix maybe to get some poppy because I want a diet pop, but I don't want to drink. I want to try to not drink pop for the next 75 days. So I feel like a prebiotic soda would be a good replacement. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you thought about all of the stories that we talked about today. And also, if you have any advice for the advice segment, let me know in the comments so that if this person is watching the video, they can maybe get a little bit more advice other than just from me in the comments from you guys, because it's always really helpful. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Storytime Society, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.